presynaptic neuron and postsynaptic neuron. Between this presynaptic neuron and postsynaptic neuron, the communication when occurs through the release of chemical, then this synapse is termed as chemical synapse. Means this presynaptic neuron wants to communicate with the postsynaptic neuron, then through this junction the chemical will move and they will transfer the information to the postsynaptic neuron. This one is presynaptic neuron, and in the presynaptic neuron neurotransmitters are present. Neurotransmitter synthesized from a precursor. For example, in the case of norepinephrine, we will have a precursor, yes, tyrosine. This tyrosine from extracellular side move into the presynaptic neuron cytoplasm, and here this tyrosine is converted into dopa and then dopamine and ultimately into norepinephrine. This norepinephrine, it is stored in the vesicle. Yes, it is stored in the vesicles, and these vesicles are present in the presynaptic neuron like beads containing neurotransmitters inside. Chemicals. These are the neurotransmitter norepinephrine. It is a catecholamine and that is a chemical entity. Yes, in the presynaptic neuron, as these vesicles are present waiting for action potential to come, as action potential proceeds over here and causes depolarization inside by opening of sodium channel. Yes, it opens, action potential opens, voltage gated sodium channels, sodium moves in and causes depolarization. As sodium causes depolarization, it will lead to opening of voltage gated calcium channels, and then calcium starts moving in. Why this calcium is so important? This calcium is important for fusing these vesicles with this presynaptic membrane. As this vesicle will have calcium will bind at one side and will pull this vesicle along with this presynaptic membrane. Thus, this presynaptic vesicle fuses and releases a chemical that is termed as norepinephrine or a neurotransmitter. Multiple type of chemical entities are present which are released, which take part in communication, and on postsynaptic neuron, they are released from presynaptic neuron, move into synaptic cleft and act on a postsynaptic neuron. On postsynaptic neuron, they're having their particular receptors. They're having their particular receptors, goes here, bind with receptors, produces biological changes, and by these biological changes and conformational changes, the responses are produced. Yes, which changes are produced? Conformational changes are produced, which leads to biological response. Right? So, in the case of chemical synapse, chemical is involved. While in case of electrical synapse, electrical signaling was the only source of transmission of signals, or that was a source of communication between neurons. So let's revise it. What we said, that what is synapse? Synapse is anatomical junction between neurons. When neurons wants to communicate and having gap between them, the gap is termed as synaptic cleft. The neuron before that synaptic cleft is termed as presynaptic neuron, and a neuron after that cleft is termed as postsynaptic neuron. From presynaptic neuron, the information, message or communication to the postsynaptic neuron occurs through the chemical, then it is termed as chemical synapse. In case of electrical synapse, then there will be the ion channels between these two neurons, the presynaptic neuron and postsynaptic neuron, and it will ultimately lead to communication between these two neurons. So this synapse is very, very important in this term of pharmacology. Hope it's clear till here. Yes, stay with us for the more lectures. Thank you so much.